Life in the U.S.A. Bank Accounts. Read to you by Carol Brigham. Bank accounts are a way to protect your money. Banks in the U.S. have different types of accounts. Most common bank accounts. The three most common types of bank accounts are checking accounts, savings accounts, and money market accounts. Most banks and credit unions have these three types of accounts. Banks and credit unions have rules for these accounts. These rules may be different at each bank. Find out the rules for each account at your bank. You should ask bank employees questions about the accounts before you open them. This could save you time and money. Checking accounts. Checking accounts are bank accounts that you will use almost every day. You can deposit money into a checking account. You can withdraw that money from your checking account when you need to spend it. Most people have their paycheck direct deposited into a checking account. This means your employer will put the money from your paycheck right into your checking account. You can even have your bill payments electronically withdrawn from your checking account. Checking accounts usually come with a debit card. You can use your debit card to pay for things at stores, online, or over the phone. The money comes out of your checking account immediately. You must be careful with your debit card. Only use it at places that you trust. If someone steals your debit card or debit card number, they can take all the money in your checking account. Most checking accounts also come with paper checks. Most banks will give you a few starter checks. You can use these starter checks until you get checks with your information on them. Some banks give out the first checkbook for free. Then you must buy new checks before the first book is all gone. Most banks make you buy checks. There are also companies that sell checks with different designs on them. You can use paper checks to pay bills or give money to other people. The money from the paper check does not come out of your bank account immediately. The check must be cashed at a bank. When the check is cashed, the money is taken out of the account. It is important for you to keep track of the checks you write. If you don't, you might accidentally spend your money twice. If there is not enough money in your account when someone cashes a check, that check bounces. The bank may charge a fee for every bounced check. Choosing a checking account. There are a few things you should think about when choosing a checking account. Minimum requirements. How much money do I have to deposit to open an account? How much money do I have to keep in the account? If you don't meet these minimum requirements, you may have to pay fees. Monthly fees. Are there monthly fees to keep money in this account? How much are those fees? Most banks have free checking accounts. This means there will not be monthly fees. It is important to ask about free checking. It is also good to ask about the rules for free checking accounts. Other fees. Are there fees if I spend more money than what is in the account? Are there fees if a check bounces? Most banks have overdraft fees and bounced check fees. You must pay these fees if you spend more than what is in your account. Savings accounts. Savings accounts are bank accounts where you put money that you don't want to spend right now. You may want to buy something big like a house or car. You might want to keep some money for an emergency. You might be saving to pay for college in the future. Most banks pay interest on money in savings accounts. This means that the money in your savings account can grow over time. The amount of interest the bank pays is usually very small, but different banks pay different amounts. The interest that your savings account earns is part of your income. you must pay income tax on the amount the savings account grows each year if it is over $10. Savings accounts usually do not have debit cards or checks. These accounts may have monthly fees. The bank may have a rule about how many times a month you can withdraw money from your savings account. There may be a minimum amount of money you must keep in a savings account. It is a good idea to ask about these rules at the bank. Money market accounts. Money market accounts have some parts of a checking account and some parts of a savings account. Most money market accounts earn interest like a regular savings account. Money market accounts may also come with a debit card or checks, like a checking account. A money market account usually earns more interest than a regular savings account, but you will still have to pay income tax on the interest. Banks might charge higher fees on money market accounts. You might have to put more money into a money market account to open the account. You may also need to keep a higher balance in a money market account than a regular savings account. There may also be rules about how many times you can withdraw money each month, but it is usually easier to withdraw your money from a money market account than a regular savings account. If you want to use the money you're saving sooner, you might want a money market account. Opening a bank account. When you are choosing what type of account you will need, think about how much money you want to put in the bank, how long you want to keep the money there, and how you want to use your money. This will help you choose which accounts you need. To open a bank account in the U.S., you must be 18 years old or older. The bank will ask you for a lot of information. For most banks, that information is your date of birth, social security number, U.S. address, and phone number. Most banks will also want to see one or two forms of identification: driver's license, passport, birth certificate, state ID, or military ID. If the bank approves you for an account, you will need to have a first deposit. For most banks, this deposit is between $25 and $100, but each bank is different. This money starts your account. It is important to check with your bank to see what you will need to open an account there. Some banks let people who are not permanent U.S. residents open bank accounts. Non-residents may have to give these banks more information. This article is part of our Money in the U.S. series. We will continue this series in the December 2022 issue of Easy English News. For more information about Easy English News, and to subscribe to our digital or paper copies, visit easyenglishnews.com.